Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Ask Doc Live. We'll get a few minutes while everybody is joining. Hope you are having a fabulous day. For those of you who are on live with us on Ask Doc Live, this show is brought to you as a resource. So in the community, we want to make sure that everybody is getting the information that they need from a reliable source, from the man himself that has put information together that you are not going to hear from a mainstream medical doctor. The information and the content of this program is for educational purposes, and it is not meant to take the place of your primary care physician. Just want to get that out of the way. My name is Rebecca Dukes, and I will be your host for the next 2 hours on this show that we have been doing now almost 2 years. So July, or is it almost 3 years, Jonty? Oh, I think it's all, I can't remember, but it's been going a long time.
I'll look it up and I'll chime in later. I think it's like 80 something shows, but I'll check right now.
Awesome. Thank you. We've been going strong and bringing information, and we love the support of all of our people that plug in and raise their hands and ask questions, because that's what this program is all about. If you are on live with us here in our Zoom meeting, look at the Zoom menu. If you have a question that you would like to ask Dr. Wallach yourself, make sure you raise your hand. You might find it under the reactions tab for the menu, or it might just have a raise hand, depending on what device you're using. Also, have your cameras ready. Dr. Wallach loves to see people face to face, and with your camera ready, we'll be able to spotlight you so he can see you and ask you questions. Now, the content, or I already said that, this is a safe place. So if you are on live with us, please refrain from any type of solicitation in the chat menu. And for those of you who are on with us, the chat menu is open. So if you click on chats, you'll be able to see all of the helpful information that our amazing co-hosts Nasima Omar and Ruth Ellen Sanchez and Jonty McCollier are posting in the chat. Some people will ask questions. They'll be able to quickly answer those questions and provide information on the products that Dr. Wallach is sharing about, and also how, if you are here and not invited by somebody specific, they will be providing information on how you can get in contact with somebody to help you get the products that you need. Now, for those of you who are part of our newsletter, make sure that if you have questions, you can reply back to that newsletter if you do not have somebody that you are working with already. We also have a contact us on AskDocLive.com, as that is the website that promotes and sponsors this program. So there's lots of ways that you can get information and get in contact with people, but most of all, the person that shared this program with you, they have a vested interest and cared enough to share this program with you to make sure that you're getting information that is going to assist you on a better health journey. Now, without further ado, the FDA does require us to let us know that this program and our products are not meant to treat, prevent, or cure any diseases. This program is not meant to take the place of your primary care physician, but our good doctor, Dr. Joel Wallach, has been instrumental in suing that wonderful company with 9 victories. And these victories have led to the addition of vital nutrients added to foods and allowing the distribution of information proven by science to be factual in the essential need of supplementation against disease. We also bring good news that the genetic theory has been proven incorrect through the science of epigenetics. And epigenetics, if you're not familiar with it, epigenetics empowers you as an individual to have more control than you think over your health journey. Again, it has proven the genetic theory. our environment and the things that we put into our mouth affects the way that our genes are expressed. And we invite you to feel the difference of the products that are shared in this program. Now, any testimonials are that of the individual that's coming on. They are not solicited. But if you're on with us and you'd like to share your positive experiences with Dr. Wallach's protocols, we welcome you with open arms. Now, Dr. Wallach, I just want to thank you so much for coming and sharing the next 2 hours with us on Ask Doc Live. I know you have a full schedule, and we are honored to be part of that schedule. Dr. Wallach, welcome to Ask Doc Live.
Well, thank you, Rebecca, and thank you everybody on the team, and appreciate it. And just a very, very great introduction. Thank you so much. I want to start out here with, of course, we have things going on with Russia and Ukraine and so forth. So let's have a look at them. Russia's life expectancy is 71 years of age. Ukraine is 72 years of age. And between them, they provide 30% of the world's wheat supply. Those two countries supply 30% of the wheat supply to the entire world, okay? And they've been doing this for a long time. And it's really tragic to see this war going on between them. Egypt, their life expectancy is 74 years. And they were amongst the first countries to provide wheat to the world. And they are big consumers of wheat. And then the USA, our average lifespan is 75. And we, are supposed to have the best healthcare system in the world. And the doctors aren't doing a very good job just by that. That's kind of a marker. Our average lifespan is 75.5. It used to be 79. In the last 6 months, it dropped down to 75 because of the pandemic thing. India, now America has 332 million people. India has a population of 1.3 billion. 1.3 billion. They're the second largest country in the world next to China with 1.4 billion. And India, their life expectancy is 62. Now, they were occupied for over 100 years by Great Britain and taught to grow wheat, eat wheat, sell wheat. And so that's why they only live to be 62. Their life expectancy is 62 because they're a heavily wheat producing and heavily wheat eating country. Japan, their average life, their life expectancy, according to the World Health Organization, is 84.7, almost 85 years of age, 14 years longer than the Russians, and let's see here, 10 years longer than Americans, okay? And their oldest living person right now is Kane Tanaka. Okay, Kane Tanaka is 119 years of age and going strong. Okay, Hunza, the longest lived peoples on Earth, their life expectancy is 100 years, but the longest ones live to be 120, 140, 150, 160. And James Hilton wrote a book on them. I think it was 1929. Maybe it was a little earlier. Maybe it was 1919, something like that. He wrote the book called Lost Horizon. And then I guess it was 1929, the movie came out by the same title, Lost Horizon, tells the story of the Hunzas. Now, they live around the Gilgit Glacier, okay? And this glacier grinds up the canyon that it flows through. And all these trace minerals are in the water they drink, the water that they irrigate their crops with, the water that they give their livestock. And again, they are the longest lived and the oldest peoples on Earth. It's currently, all right? Now, when you go back and you look biblically, let's see, Methuselah was the oldest one recorded in the Old Testament, 969 years, almost 1,000 years old. Is that true? Is it a biblical myth? I don't know, but it's written in the Bible that Methuselah lived to be 969. And so you got to give it some credibility. And so it's one of those things where do you want to be on this thing? You want to be at 62 like India? You want to be at 75 like most Americans? You want to be 85 like the Japanese? You want to live to be 120 like the Hunzas? You can add 25 to 50 healthy years to your life by what you eat, what you don't eat, how you cook, how you don't cook. Okay, this is not difficult. This is very simple stuff. Okay, very simple stuff. Now, I want to kind of slip just a little bit in a slightly different angle on this, okay? And I want you to understand that the thing that make people live longer are the minerals. We require 60 essential minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, 3 fatty acids, and the nutritional minerals do not occur in a uniform blanket around the crust of the earth. They occur in veins like gold and silver. And you can be eating the same recipe that your twin brother or your twin sister is eating, same recipe, and yet they're doing much better health-wise than you are, but you're eating exactly the same thing. Well, no, you're not. Okay, because again, minerals do not occur in a uniform blanket around the crust of the earth. They occur in veins like gold and silver, and they can be eating the same recipe, but their carrots might have 22 minerals in them, and your carrots have 3. Okay, because you live in a place where you don't have those veins with all those minerals in it. And so you're eating a carrot, and they're eating a carrot, but they're getting 22 minerals, you're only getting 3. So the only way to guarantee you're doing the right thing is to do like people do with their car. Do you just put dirt from Texas or Oklahoma or Saudi Arabia in your car and say, well, there's bound to be some oil in that? Well, we'll just put dirt from those places in there, and it's going to put these nutrients into our food. And the answer is you don't want to be like that. You don't do that for your car. You put high quality oil in your car. You don't put dirt from Saudi Arabia and say, well, that's dirt from Saudi Arabia. There's bound to be some oil in it. Okay, no. So you have to be more proactive than that. And so that's why we have programs. Okay, we have over, let's see here, 5,000 products. We deal with over 600 different diseases. We have what we call secret sauces for these diseases. Okay, and so let's look here. All right, when you look at our basic program, our Healthy Start Packet has 90 essential nutrients. So that's our basic core requirement: 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, 3 fatty acids. And then, I don't know, about 5 or 6 years ago, we came out with a Healthy Brain and Heart Packet. It has 215 nutrients, and the core is still the 90, but we added more because of all these pandemics going on with the AIDS and the HIV and the SARS and MERS, and then there's COVID-2 and then COVID-19 and so forth. So we ramped it up a little bit, actually a lot. and so it's one of those things where if you have arthritis, which is a very common thing, or you don't want to get arthritis, in addition to your Healthy Brain and Heart Pack, you want to throw in the glucogel, okay, which is a cartilage, okay, from beef. And then we also have what we call collagen peptides, which is cartilage from fish, poultry, sheep, and beef. Okay, I take a scoop of that in my breakfast drink every morning, and a scoop of that in my breakfast drink every evening. MSM, that gives you very specific stuff that's required for maintenance and repair and formation of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between the vertebrae, connective tissue in the walls of the arteries and veins in your skin, and walls of the intestines, and so on. And so I take 3 of those MSM twice a day. On the weekends, I take it three times a day. Okay. And then, of course, because of the pandemic, I take extra of the longevity vitamin D3, I take vitamin C, and I take the zinc. Okay. So we're getting lots of, we, myself, and I are getting all this stuff. Then we have secret sauces for specific diseases. The 3 big diseases in modern humans is diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, and then cancer. Okay. And so we have what we call the Healthy Blood Sugar Pack, which has the 90, the basic Healthy Start Pack plus sweeties added to it. And of course, I take the three sweeties, even though there's some of those nutrients in the 215 nutrients in the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack, I still add extra of the sweeties. So I'm really super covered there. I don't want to get diabetes. And then the Ultimate Daily Classic tablets, again, those are in the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack, but I still take 3 of those 3 times a day. That's 3 bottles a month of the Ultimate Daily Classic tablets. And they support healthy blood flow through blocked arteries in your brain and your heart and your kidneys and so forth. And if you're on dialysis, you can get off of dialysis because with this program, you'll be getting more blood flow through your kidneys. And so your kidneys will function better, and you'll be able to go from, say, 6 dialysis a week down to 3, or maybe even drop it off completely. I take people that haven't urinated in 10 years on this program, and in 2 weeks' time, they're urinating. So they drop their dialysis down from 6 down to 3. And in 2 more weeks, they drop it completely after 25 years of being on dialysis because they didn't want to get a kidney transplant. They're totally able to function without dialysis. Okay. And then you have belching, burping, bloating. There's all kinds of possible reasons for that. But again, you need to stay away from all the bad foods. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, no butter, rye, and oats, no wheat, no butter, rye, and oats, no wheat, no butter, oats, no wheat, no butter, rye, and oats, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. Even the diet one's got to go because the carbonation neutralizes stomach acid. And so I like to have people take 2 or 3, depending on their body weight, of the ultimate enzymes. And of course, we call it the gallbladder in a bottle, especially if you had your gallbladder removed or something like that, or you have liver problems. And then we have for kids, our kids toddy. Okay, our kids toddy is like the healthy start pack for adults. Okay, you know, a 3-month-old baby's not going to take the healthy start pack. So we came up with the kids toddy. It's liquid. It tastes like orange juice or lemonade. The kids love it. But also they need the ultimate, let's see here, the cherry mints. It tastes good, which has a 78 plant-derived minerals in there. And then, of course, I also wanted to have the EFAs. We have the EFA pluses back in longevity, so because they were out for a while. Okay, so we have the, I want the kids to have, these little babies have 1 EFA and 1 EFA plus, and they're not going to swallow those big soft gel capsules. So the capsules have to be punctured and squirted into their drink. If you're breastfeeding the baby, you need to be taking the 90 essential nutrients, okay, because you're supplying nutrients to yourself and the baby. But I would, just for doing everything right, make sure you're not eating gluten, right? But also that baby should get 1 meal a day of an Infamil or Similac, and put the appropriate, the dosage by weight is on the back of the bottle of the kids toddy. And so 1 meal a day, the baby should have a kids toddy meal with the cherry mints in it. Again, use that weight dosage scale that's on the back of that bottle of kids toddy, and 1 of the EFAs and 1 of the EFA pluses per kid. Puncture those soft gel capsules and squirt them into their drink. Okay. And you're going to prevent and reduce the risk significantly of things like asthma, bronchitis, colitis, constipation, diarrhea. Let's see here. You'll be getting rid of things like eczema, dermatitis, psoriasis. All these things that happen in these kids are nutritional deficiencies. They are not things like genetic. They're not autoimmune. They're simple nutritional deficiencies. And if the mother's eating gluten, that transfers to the baby, of course. And if the baby's eating gluten, it's not going to efficiently absorb stuff. And so it's imperative that we do everything correctly for ourselves and our babies and everybody in the household, grandma, grandpa. Well, grandma's, 83, and she's on 14 different prescriptions, and she's seeing 6 different doctors. She's on all these medications. Well, the medication will relieve many of the symptoms, but most medications, most pharmaceuticals do not cure diseases. For instance, when you take injectable insulin, you're relieving a symptom of elevated blood sugar. You're not curing diabetes. Okay. Same way with arthritis. You're taking cortisone or prednisone, you're relieving pain, which is good, but you're not curing the arthritis. And somebody who's 80 years old will slip and fall down the stairs and break their hip and die. Or maybe a year later, they'll have to have a double hip replacement. They're 82 years old. That's not good for an 82-year-old person. And so we really have to jump in there and make sure everybody's getting a minimum of their 90 essential nutrients. But when they have these various health problems, and this is where you need to get the books. You can go to www.drjwallach.com, or you can go again to our wonderful friends here and make sure that you're getting the books. Let's see here. Let's Play Doctor, Black Gene Lies, Epigenetics, Hell's Kitchen, things like that.
It's all in your head.
Oh, it's all in your head. Thank you. It's all in your head. Osteoporosis of the skull, that kind of thing, where you have everything from memory problems to ringing in the ears and balance problems. You're going to fall down the stairs because you got vertigo or balance issues because you have osteoporosis of the skull. And then you can have things going on in your shoulders and your neck and your wrists and your hands and your feet and so forth. and the doctors want to give you a knee replacement, a hip replacement. It's really osteoporosis in the skull and causing squeezing the spinal cord. Most people don't realize that when your spinal cord is formed in, the brain comes out of the back of the skull. When you have osteoporosis of the skull, all the tunnels for the 12 pairs of cranial nerves and your spinal cord, those tunnels are reduced in their inside diameter by anywhere from 30 to 70%, and squeezing the spinal cord. And so you're getting all these diseases, and all these doctors are doing all these surgeries on your fingers and your wrists and your elbows and your neck and your hips and your knees. And it's really a neck problem and a skull problem. And so you really have to pay attention to these details, and it's a matter of education, because doctors don't get this in school. Medical doctors don't get this information in school. So, but they're partly responsible because they should be interested in finding out why their treatments, they don't have a cure for arthritis in humans like we have cures for arthritis in animals. Okay. And so the difference is, of course, we don't have health insurance for animals. We do have life insurance for expensive racehorses, but when you have a dairy herd, the farmer, okay, takes very, very good care of them, and he milks them every day. Well, your doctors milk your insurance policy every day. Your doctors are using you as a dairy herd, okay? And I don't know how to say it any more clearly than that. So you take your 90 or 215 nutrients, you stay away from all the bad stuff, no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens. You get the books and CDs and DVDs, all the information. I have a couple of new books coming out here soon. I have a new CD and a DVD coming out here soon. And just that information can add 25 to 50 healthy years to your life. Just that information in that book, it's all in your head, can allow you to say, I want to live to be another 25 years older, instead of saying, oh God, take me now, doc, I can't stand this anymore. Okay, what's the difference between those two positions? Nutrition, nutrition, nutrition. Thank you, Rebecca. It's and it's one of those things where that information never fails. It is as reliable as gravity. And of course, we have I think it's like 12, 13 chapters in there. It goes over all these different diseases for each of the 12 cranial nerves and the spinal cord. And then it also teaches you how to eat, and there's a formula in there. It gives you a longevity formula with all the nutrients necessary to reverse osteoporosis of the skull. They're not going to give you a skull transplant.
Well, and Dr. Wallach, I love how you actually put graphics in here, pictures in here that show the nerves, where they're coming out. You tell about them. It's a fabulous book, and it's a quick read. I mean, people, if you want something that's full of power-packed read, but doesn't take you days to read it, it's right here. It's All in Your Head by Dr. Joel Wallach. Right there. You can find it on his website. And you
every
can
family should
have
have one of those. Yeah. Every family should have one of those in their household, and you should take and read one chapter to your kids a week or something like that. And the chapters are maybe 3 to 5 pages long. Okay, it's not like
Dr. Wallach, and then you just start all over again. But yeah, I love this book. You did such a fabulous job on putting so much information in so few pages.
Okay, thank you so much.
But I had a number of these things, all related to osteoporosis of the skull.
Yeah, and some of the early ones, did you have braces? Did you go to an orthodontist to have braces on your teeth?
I did not, but I needed them.
Yeah, and so when kids need an orthodontist and their teeth are rotating around and floating around and loose, and they have receding gums and bleeding gums and everything like that, that's osteoporosis of the skull, because your jawbone and your facial bones are part of your skull. You have osteoporosis of your skull, and it includes your facial bones, your upper teeth, your upper arcaded teeth, and then of course the teeth in your jaw, your lower arcaded teeth. And so, when you have grandma who's had all her teeth replaced, you already know, you don't even have to ask her any questions. She's had all her teeth replaced, and she has these dentures or implants. You know that she's got osteoporosis of the skull. Okay. And so this is why she's using a walker, and this is why she wants help coming up and down the stairs, because she's a little dizzy and afraid she'll fall down the stairs, and so on. This is why she has ringing in her ears. This is why she has an irregular heartbeat called AFib. The doctor's approach to AFib, atrial fibrillation, irregular heartbeat, is to anesthetize you, cut your chest open, take your heart out, take a hot branding iron, touch it to your heart, and hope to find the place that's making your heart run irregularly. It's not a heart issue, it's a skull issue, squeezing the 10th cranial nerve, which then impacts the heart. Doctors miss it by a million miles, and that's one of the most deadly treatments that the medical doctors have. Is it's called ablation. You do not want to have an ablation on your heart. Why let somebody shoot you in the heart to try and solve a problem in your head?
I've been to a few doctor's appointments recently where that's something that they just push. They
push it.
Really push it.
They make a lot of money off of that.
And it's like, okay, just say no. Just say no. Just say no. Let's work on it from a different approach. And I have so many people that have benefited from your approach, Dr. Wallach. I appreciate you. They appreciate you. And like you said, it's simple. It's not always easy because our brains make it hard, but it's actually simple, folks. You make some changes and make some additions through targeted and intentional supplementation, and your whole life journey can take a U-turn if it's on a bad path and have some amazing results.
Yeah, and people, thank you for that kind, which I say, testimony. And of course, you don't have to be in pain. It might take 2 weeks or 6 weeks for your atrial fibrillation to go away. You don't have to be in pain with that. You know, we have our Hemp FX Soothe. We have our Hemp FX Relax, which you would take if you had AFib. You take the Hemp FX Relax. It's a CBD oil without the THC in it. And then, of course, we have the Soothe Cream you can put on your joints and so forth. We have the, let's see here, the colloidal silver. We have the, I said the Hemp FX. We have
the CM cream too,
CM cream, absolutely.
Trauma
with the trauma oil, you can add to that. Yeah, trauma oil. And so you can be pain-free for the 2 to 6 weeks it takes to heal the problem. And so you don't have to suffer. One of the giveaways that you have something, coming on like AFib is going to happen to you in the next year or so is you get bouts of hiccups. Have you ever heard people complain? They say, I don't know why, but just boy, at 3 o'clock every afternoon, boy, I just have a bout of hiccups for a half hour. I don't know what's going on. Well, that's the 10th cranial nerve being squeezed by your skull when you have osteoporosis of the skull. That's the same nerve when it gets squeezed causes AFib, same nerve, but that in particular, there's a branch of it called the recurrent nerve, okay, the 10th cranial nerve, and it controls the diaphragm. And so that's why you get the hiccups when that nerve is being squeezed by your skull when you have osteoporosis of the skull squeezing the 10th cranial nerve. But it's a warning light. It's a red warning light saying, oh, a year from now, you're going to get AFib if you don't deal with this now, okay? And so these are all things you have power to deal with. And your doctor's not going to tell you that. Your doctor's not going to say, well, this is a red warning light for AFib. If you don't get rid of this now, you'll have AFib in a year or two. The doctor doesn't tell you that. He's rubbing his hands and saying, okay, son, you can go to Harvard next year. Because they have all this money coming in.
Something that just really, what you said, little kids get hiccups. And I've known a lot of kids that have been diagnosed with a heart murmur or an irregular heartbeat.
Yep. See, you don't have to be 70 years old to have osteoporosis of the skull. Babies are born with osteoporosis of the skull, and they get what's called Erb's palsy. They're paralyzed from the neck down because the skull is squeezing the spinal cord. They're born with Erb's palsy, okay? And doctors want to say, oh, they have cerebral palsy. No, they have Erb's palsy. And you get them on their drink, you get them on their Enfamil and Similac, and you give them the kids toddy, and you give them the Cherry Mins and the EFAs and so forth. You can give them the liquid beyond OsteoFX, add that to it, okay? And you can grind up one of the MSM tablets, really a fine powder, and put kind of like a BB-sized little blob of that powder into their drink with MSM, and we can rebuild their skull, and their quote, their cerebral palsy goes away, okay, because it really wasn't cerebral palsy, or maybe it was cerebral palsy. Is it really a cerebral palsy, or has it always been osteoporosis of the skull really causing Erb's palsy? And so these are very interesting things. All these diseases can be prevented and reversed with nutrition and changing your diet. Eat like an Asian. You've heard me say this a million times. Eat like an Asian. Stay away from wheat, brown, rye, and oats because they interfere with your intestines. They cause your villi to go away. So instead of looking like a shag rug, the lining of your intestines looks like a plastic tube. You've lost 90% of your absorptive surface. And no matter how much you supplement, you may only be getting 2%. So you have to do two things. Number one, you got to supplement properly. And then you have to get rid of all the bad foods. You have to read labels 6 times before you buy a product because they know people are looking for gluten. So they hide that gluten. They hide it. And if they don't, they say carbohydrates. What does that mean? You have to call the company or email the company and say, well, what is the source of these carbohydrates? Wheat and oats. Okay, sorry. Well, why don't they put that on there? Because they know people are looking for wheat and oats to avoid the product. Okay, so you really have to pay attention to these details. And this needs to be talked about in the church, in the classroom, in your neighborhood meetings, your family meetings, your business meetings to the employees, because you will save your employers an enormous amount of unnecessary expenditures and costs because of people not being able to be coming in because they're having these problems, or cost insurance going up because of so many people with these problems. And then also the government should be thinking in these terms, because I mean, it took me 10 minutes on Siri to look up all of these life expectancies of these different countries. And it's one of those things where it's a terrible, terrible, terrible issue here that people are not paying attention to because they believe their doctor is a mini god. Well, my doctor says, well, did you check it out? No, my doctor says, I don't have to check it out. My doctor says he went to Harvard. Oh, well, so did a lot of criminals that are in jail. Went to Harvard. Okay, and so that doesn't put him in position to be a God prime, okay, or God square.
Well, and Dr. Wallach, going back to babies being born with osteoporosis of the skull and effects like cerebral palsy and so many different things, cleft palate, so many different.
Yeah, spina bifida.
Spina bifida, absolutely.
Cyclops. How'd you like to have a baby born with one eye in the middle of the forehead?
I would love it no matter what, but I think that it would be so much easier if I were
to preventable.
Supplement and prevent.
Yeah, exactly. And then it was very sweet the way you said that. I would still love them, okay? But you'd be horrified when that baby was born to go kiss it and it's only got one eye in the middle of the forehead, okay? And then hernias, okay, all kinds of stuff. Not enough fingers, missing arms and legs. Again, osteoporosis, all this stuff is caused by mama not having enough nutrition and also eating gluten. So what nutrition she was getting, she wasn't efficiently absorbing it. So the embryo wasn't getting to the embryo. And many women, they don't take prenatal vitamins because they're not expecting to get pregnant. They miss 2 periods and they go to the drugstore and get one of those test strips and they pee on it and they, oh my God, I'm pregnant. And then they go get some prenatal vitamins. Well, it's too late. The baby's already farmed. Okay. So for good or for evil, that baby's already farmed. And you just hope and pray that the mother was taking some supplements or something. But obviously they weren't, and also eating gluten. And all of these things, none of these birth defects are genetic. There is not a single genetic birth defect. There's not a single birth defect that is caused by somebody who has a metabolic problem, okay, or they have a problem, autoimmune problem is the word I'm looking for, autoimmune problem. They don't have an autoimmune problem, okay? There are no such things as autoimmune disease. Psoriasis is not autoimmune. It's a simple nutritional deficiency secondary to eating gluten, so their intestines are dead. They can't absorb that nutrient, even if they're supplementing with it. So they get psoriasis. And then lupus. Oh, that's a big one. And then what about rheumatoid arthritis? That's not autoimmune disease. It's a simple infection with a bug called mycoplasma on top of nutritional deficiency arthritis. and it's killable with an antibiotic called minocycline, like a little bait fish, minocycline. And so, well, I've been treated with pain relievers and anti-inflammatories, prednisone and cortisone for 40 years, and my rheumatoid arthritis is under control. Well, you want to get rid of it in 6 weeks? And they get real quiet. Well, how come my doctor didn't do that? Well, because one of two possible reasons. One is your doctor's ignorant, not stupid, but ignorant. He didn't know. They didn't teach him that in school. Or secondly, he's a crook and he's milking your insurance policy like a dairy cow so that he can put his kids through college and pay his mortgage in his house that cost him $10,000 a month in mortgages.
Well, let's be empowered and take it upon ourselves to give ourselves what our body actually needs, not the chemicals that suppress the body's natural ability to be able to thrive. And we have lots of hands up, Dr. Wallach, of people wanting to know how to do that.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and get some questions answered. Again, if you were invited to this program by somebody specific, make sure that you get back with that person that invited you. If you have any questions in regards to what you specifically should take, or if somebody on the program has something similar to you, tell them, hey, this person on this program had some of the same things I'm going through. I want to get on the protocol that Dr. Wallach mentioned, and they will help you get that protocol on its way to you. If you have not worked with anybody from Longevity and you found this program on your own or through our newsletter, go to askdoclive.com and there is a contact us option where you can send us an email with your information, and we will have one of our certified holistic health coaches get back with you in regards to what you also can do to take control of your own health and be an empowered individual, because we are empowered. We have that right to take supplementation because our food supplies are null and void, right, Dr. Wallach? All of the processed foods, even though it says 12 vitamins and minerals, we need a whole lot more than 12, folks. And let's make sure that we're getting that and not just guessing, because even those nutritional facts that you can look up on vegetables and fruits, those were written decades ago. And with farming practices, if the minerals are not in the ground, those minerals are not in the food. Isn't that right?
That's correct. That is correct. And the plant only needs 3 to make good seeds for the next generation. And before we go any further, it'd be like buying fuel for your car. You notice I use the word fuel. Buying fuel for your car, it's 1 ounce of gasoline and a gallon of water. And you put that gallon of water with that 1 ounce of gasoline in it. Is that car going to run very well? Probably not. Okay, and that's what you're doing when you don't supplement. You're putting that gallon of water with that 1 ounce of gasoline, in yourself, and you're not getting the maximum benefit from your food as you should, because plants do not make minerals. Plants cannot make minerals. If they're not in the soil, they're not in the plant. Plants do not make minerals. They can make vitamin C. They can make B vitamins, that sort of stuff. Okay, but they cannot make minerals.
Right. So we want to make sure that we are intentionally getting the minerals that the body needs, because there's you found over 600 different diseases associated with mineral deficiencies.
Okay, we have 600 different, we have 600 programs for 600 different diseases. Okay. And of course there's a special mineral mix for each one of them. Okay. And some of them have similar, they might have of the 60 essential minerals, which we all need. One particular disease may be more deficient in 2 or 3 of those minerals, but you still can't just take those 2 or 3 minerals. That's why we have programs as opposed to just selling individual nutrients. Because if you take vitamin D3, but you're not getting any calcium, you're still going to get rickets. You're still going to get fractures in your bones, even if you're taking vitamin D3. You still need all the other stuff. Your bones require 90 essential nutrients to manufacture themselves and maintain themselves, because all living things come and they go, including your bones and your muscles and your artery walls, your intestinal walls, and your brain and your eyes and your liver, your kidneys, your pancreas, your heart, your lungs. All these things are constantly siphoning all these nutrients out of what you take in as food and drink. And if there's one missing, if there's just one missing, that can be enough to kill you. Just one mineral missing, you can die of a heart attack, and you had 89 of the other ones, but you're just missing that one.
Well, you've made it so simple to make sure that we're getting all of them. And the testing, we have third-party testing that goes through and confirms that what's in the
Yes.
bottle or what's on the label is in the bottle. So
That's correct.
I love having that security. And the biggest part, Dr. Wallach, is the benefits that I actually felt and received. And all those that I have been working with are feeling positive benefits as well. You can take a supplement that you get from the corner store and not feel a single difference. Changes the color of your urine, but that's about it. With your products, Dr. Wallach, I mean, within 2 weeks, my migraines were gone.
And how long had you had migraines?
I had them since I was 8 years old.
And when did they go away? How old are you?
I was 44.
So, okay, so 32, 34 years, you were suffering unnecessarily.
Unnecessarily.
Your doctor missed it by a million miles. And that was the same reason you had a weight challenge, because you had a behavior called pica, where you're eating and eating and eating and eating, because when you're deficient in minerals, your body tells you, get that mineral, and you're eating, looking for it. And the term in human beings is called pica, P-I-C-A, you can look it up in any dictionary. In horses, it's called cribbing, where they stand there and chew on the top rail on the fence, and a farmer knows that that horse is deficient in minerals.
Yeah, I mean, I was deficient, and the biggest part of it is I was following what I thought to be correct information with the food pyramids.
Oh, the 7 food group pyramid.
Where those glutens are right on top, Dr. Wallach.
Gluten alert, gluten alert, gluten alert.
I took those out of my diet, and the inflammation within my body decreased greatly and allowed me to be able to absorb the nutrition that I was taking in. And it just made a world of difference.
And how long, so you were, okay, and so how long before you could tell a difference after you started taking the nutrients?
Oh, I felt the difference within a couple days.
Wow.
I mean, even though I still had the migraine, I was able to think more clearly. It was like the 3rd or 4th week, I was actually able to roll myself out of bed and walk across the floor without holding on to anything, because I had a torn hip capsule, and the pain would just make me hit the floor.
Yeah.
But,
well, I had a similar story where, between age 5 and 9, I was a very violent guy. I was strong because I'm throwing bales of hay. I'm only 9 years old. I'm throwing bales of hay on the farm, on wagons and things. So I'm very strong. And, I'd beaten people up and all that kind of stuff. And they took me to my parents took me to 20 different doctors. And their way to deal with it was to say, okay, we're going to institutionalize him. We're going to study him. Okay, because we really don't know what he's got. Well, I had what was called a radical Tourette syndrome back then. They didn't have a name for it yet. And so I sat down the night my folks are on a Friday night packing all my clothes up, because on Monday they're going to take me to this institution. Which I said, well, how long am I going to be in there? And they said, well, maybe for the rest of your life, because they can't figure it out. 20 of the best doctors in St. Louis couldn't figure out what your problem is. So they may study you for your rest of your life, kind of thing. And I said, that didn't sound good to a 9-year-old. So I'm thinking, everybody else is asleep, and I'm sitting on the end of the bed thinking, I said, well, why is it, all the animals in our yard that we're going to eat in 6 months from now, they're eating the same stuff out of our garden that we are, and they don't have the problem. I said, no, well, wait a minute. We're giving them alfalfa pellets with all these vitamins and minerals in there. So the next morning I threw my Cheerios out to the chickens in the yard. I went to the barn and I got their alfalfa pellets, put them in my cereal bowl, put milk in them, did that for 3 mornings in a row, and I was cured. In 3 days, after 5 years of getting worse and worse and worse, 20 doctors couldn't figure it out. And I'm a little 9-year-old kid, and I figured it out in just 3 days. And so in church, a month later, people are whispering and pointing to me because I'm not being disruptive in church. They're saying, obviously, there's something going on with this guy because he's totally different. And people were coming up to me and saying, well, I have diabetes, and I hear you can cure me of my diabetes. said, ma'am, I'm just a kid. I don't even know what diabetes is. I remember that conversation.
I saw a picture of you, Dr. Wallach, when you were 2 years old with your beautiful mama this past
Oh,
week.
okay. Is that picture getting around?
You are, you are and were so adorable. Just have to say. But let's get to some hands, Dr. Wallach. And the first one is Sam. Sam, it looks like you have Barbara with you also. Go ahead. And another guest. And Roberta, welcome. Welcome.
Hello.
To Talk Live.
Yeah, so hey, you know what? You are adorable, Doc. I gotta
Oh,
say. And I want to say I have been following your protocols for a long time. And
well, thank you.
Consistently for the last 12 months.
Well, thank you for sharing that with other people. So how can
Oh,
I
yeah.
help you today?
Okay, so forget my
Hi,
test.
good morning.
Barbara, go ahead.
I've been taking longevity for 4 or 5 months and I'm feeling a lot better. I had a lot of back pain. It's almost gone. Still, my arthritis is acting up. But anyway, my biggest questions are, what is there I could take or do to reverse osteoporosis of the skull?
Okay, how much you weigh? How much you weigh?
185, 5'7.5", 74 years old.
Okay, do you have any other issues? Do you have any diabetes, high blood pressure?
No,
Okay, do you have any bowel problems, constipation, diarrhea, irritable bowel syndrome, celiac disease?
I'm constipated once in a while, but that's okay. I just eat a lot of lettuce.
Just report to him.
Okay. Do you have any history of any lung issues, any asthma, bronchitis,
No,
hiccups,
No.
anything like that? Okay.
No.
All right. You did say you had ringing in the ears, tinnitus in the ears?
no, I don't.
Okay. All right. So let's get going here. When you have back pain and arthritis, this is very simple stuff. And again, you have to, no matter where you go, whether it's to a restaurant, to a grocery store, a neighbor's house, a family's house, church, shopping for your own home, in your own home, everybody else living in your home, has got to be drop dead gluten-free. I'm getting an echo here, so I don't know if you have your microphone on or something. I'm getting an echo. Okay, but anyway, hello. Oh, that's better.
I muted them so you didn't get the feedback. So it's just
Okay.
bouncing around in their room. So go ahead,
Okay.
Doc, and I'll unmute if you have other questions.
Okay, thank you. All right, and so thank you. At any rate, you need to stay away from gluten. No wheat, no butter, rye, no oats. There are no such things as gluten-free oats. There are people who sell, quote, gluten-free oats, unquote, but that's because the gluten in oats is called gliadin. Okay, it doesn't matter what it's called. You can shoot yourself in the head with a projectile. Will it kill you? Well, yeah. Well, it's not a bullet. How can it kill you? It's a projectile. It's not a bullet. Okay, well, it's the same thing. Even if you name the gluten in oats gliadin, it's still gluten. You cannot have any of that stuff. Okay, forever. You got to stay away from it. And so you have to read labels 10 times. You have to go to restaurants and say, do you have a corner here that you put people that are really sensitive to gluten? I'll fall on the floor and die here in your place if you feed me anything with gluten in it, or I get gluten dust. So don't give me, anything that's cooked on the same grill that's cooking gluten and stuff like that. Well, we can't do that. Okay, so you got to go someplace else. Okay, you got to pay attention to that much detail, otherwise you're going to pay the price. Okay, then at 170 pounds, okay, did you say 185 pounds?
187 and she's 74.
Okay, 187 pounds. Okay, 187 pounds. 187 pounds. I want her to have 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month. 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month, a full dose of everything twice a day. I want her to get 2 bottles of our MSM and take 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner time. And they're designed to support and promote maintenance repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue. Up.
Okay.
Mute them.
Getting back
Wait a
to
minute.
the healthy
Gotta
brain-
stop it. Gotta
Okay,
mute
go
him
ahead.
again. Gotta mute him again. Okay, you
Go
can't
ahead,
keep
Doc.
interrupting me or I'm gonna go somewhere else.
Go ahead, Doc.
Okay. Absolutely no gluten. Okay. 2 healthy brain and heart packs, full dose twice a day. Okay. I want them to take MSM, 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, or dinner times. We require 2 bottles a month. They're designed to support and promote maintenance repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, discs between the vertebrae, bone, bone itself, skin, the walls of arteries and veins, the walls of your intestines, any place where there's connective tissue is going to be benefited from that. You need to get one canister of the collagen peptides per month, put a scoop of that in your breakfast drink, and put a scoop of that in your evening drink. And that is collagen, things like connective tissue and cartilage and ligaments and tendons from fish and poultry and sheep and beef. And it's going to rebuild your connective tissue, okay, your collagen in your body, okay, including your back and your hips and your knees and so forth. And then I want you to take our vitamin D3, take 3 of those twice a day. That's 2 bottles a month. I don't care, you know, if you live in Florida, people don't sit out in the sun for 4 hours a day. They lay in the shade. In sunny places, they get in the shade. There's only little kids that run around in the sun. And then I also want you to have, or I think I said vitamin D3, 3 twice a day. Yes. Okay. And the constipation can be due to, again, gluten. You cannot be having oats, oatmeal, cream of wheat, anything. You cannot have any of that stuff. You cannot even have it once a week. Okay. Well, I'll just take it once a week instead of 3 times a day. No. You got to get rid of it totally. And everybody in the household's got to get rid of it. If you're constipated, you need to, it doesn't hurt to eat more vegetables. You can eat more carrots. You can have, eat more lettuce, eat cucumbers, eat squash, eat those kinds of things. And of course, you want to eat like an Asian, eat rice and sweet potatoes, eat rice and sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes have a lot of fiber in them that will help you with bowel movements. And remember, again, the Japanese, they live to be 84.7. They have the oldest living person in the world right now, Kane Tanaka, 119, except for maybe the Hunzas. Okay, I think the Hunzas live longer. And so the point that I'm getting at here, the Japanese, they live on rice and sweet potatoes and seaweed. They're getting their trace minerals from seaweed. That's why we have the Fucoid Z. It wouldn't hurt to take our Fucoid Z. You could take 3 of those twice a day. If you prefer the liquid form, it's the same formula. The liquid form is Z radical. You could take an ounce of that twice a day. It'd be 2 parts a month of the Z radical. And you're going to get the same seaweed that the Japanese get. Okay. And so you'll be blessed for that. But keep in touch with us because people want to hear what's going on because they have the same problems.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Wallach. And I think Roberta also had a question.
Okay.
Clear. Okay, go ahead.
Hi, there was another thing I wanted to address here. We have the healthy brain and heart and all these other things. All I can afford, and I barely can afford, the longevity. Is this healthy brain and heart come in like half-size bottles? Can I be on a payment plan? I can't take this D3 and all these other things. I can eat rice and sweet potatoes. I've been watching my diet, taking out gluten, doing everything I can, but I can't afford all this stuff. So what am I supposed to do with that?
Well, death is very expensive. Pain is very expensive. Okay.
Right.
So when
Well,
you
we're
get rid of
talking hundreds of
okay,
dollars.
Let him talk.
you don't have to tell me 3 times.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, please mute them. Okay. Thank you. You have to appreciate when you give up bad foods, you're saving a lot of money. When you give up the bad foods are expensive. Then if in the beginning, if you have to, just take 1 healthy brain and heart pack per month instead of 2. You know, that's what grandma would do. Okay. Take 1 healthy brain and heart pack a month and just take a half of those everything twice a day, but it's going to take you a lot longer to get the results. Okay. I'm giving you the optimum approach. And if you have to cut it in half because of economic reasons, do it. Now, another thing you can do is you can actually share your information with other people and start a little home-based business in longevity and get a check from me every month. And it's amazing how much, if you get, you know, a $150 check from me or a $300 check from me or a $1,000 check from me after a couple of months, because you've gotten your kids and your family involved and they're buying the supplements through you from us, and you're getting a check back because of that instead of them running to Walgreens and buying everything from Walgreens. Okay. And so your family can help you get that extra income to pay for a full dose so you can maximize your results quicker. Okay. That's one of the reasons why we are a home-based business, so people can afford these things. You pay wholesale prices with us, okay? And of course, if you get an auto ship, I pay the shipping. So you save a lot of money there, especially with the liquids, which are heavy, all right? And so there's all kinds of ways with getting on auto ship, being one of our associates, so you pay the wholesale prices, I pay the shipping, you get your family involved, and I send you a check every month. And so say for Christmas, this is what I want. For birthdays, this is what I want. For anytime you're gonna buy me a present, this is what I want. You know, don't buy me a sweater, okay? You know, buy me a couple of bottles of MSM or something like that for a present for my birthday, okay? And so this is, you got to communicate to the family and the whole, everybody's got to be involved and so on. And we can solve these problems, but use every mode of activity available to you to get the products cheaper, to get them for free. And of course, it's going to help your family avoid health problems too, because many of them, instead of giving them away or selling them, reselling them, they'll take those products and they'll be better off for taking the products themselves too. So it's a win-win-win-win-win-win situation. So I hope that answers all your questions.
All right, thank you, Dr. Wallach. Let's go to the next hand that is up. And Martha, go ahead and unmute. And if you're able to come on camera with us, that would be fabulous.
Hello, Martha. How can we help
Martha,
you?
are you? Go ahead, you're on live.
Hi,
with
I'm
Dr.
here.
Wallach.
Oh, you got 3 people talking.
I'm here. Hi, I have a question. I'm 47 years old. I'm 4'11", I weigh 144. I have 4 daughters and they were all 4 C-sections. At 18 years old, I had my first one, she was breached. 25 years old, I had my second one, she was breached. And I had gestational diabetes. At 36, I had my third one. And
I'm sorry.
had
Stop. When your age 36, you had what?
my
Your
third
child?
daughter.
Okay.
Yes. And I had diabetes as soon as I got pregnant. It was controlled until I got pregnant. And then my daughter was premature. She was 36 weeks.
Okay,
and
now
I had
stop.
severe-
Stop.
Uh-huh.
Stop. You said controlled. Was that by diet or was that by injectable
By
insulin?
diet.
Or okay.
Diet.
Okay. Okay.
So she was premature, 36 weeks. I had severe preeclampsia. And after I had the baby, about a month later, I developed hypothyroidism. And then my diabetes was controlled until after that, it was controlled until I was 41. I had my 4th daughter. And when I got pregnant, I got it back. And it's been controlled. It's been out of control ever since. So my
Okay.
4th daughter,
Okay, stop. Are you on
Mhm.
medication for it? We're just trying to do
Yes.
it with diet.
yes. I'll give you the list of medications in a minute.
I don't need a
So-
list.
Okay. At 41, so I have my 4th daughters. I got diabetes. It's been out of control. My daughter was premature. She was 32 weeks. They gave me steroids to mature the lungs. And I had placenta previa.
Okay,
About-
stop.
Mhm.
Okay, we're getting to the top of the hour here. And so I need you to tell me, do you have any other issues? Do you have any?
I got
pressure?
rheumatoid arthritis.
Mhm.
The doctor, so I got hypothyroidism, rheumatoid arthritis, diabetes, and the doctor recently told me that I have fatty liver and my kidneys have been affected. They also told me that I got a little bit of swelling in my eyes, glaucoma. It's not quite there, but that's what they told me. I have,
Do you have any ringing in your ears?
sometimes I do, all of a sudden it feels like it gets blocked and I feel like a ringing and then it goes
Mhm.
away.
Mhm. Do you ever get hiccups? Do
cholesterol.
you ever
No,
get
no
hiccups?
No, not really.
Okay. Okay. Well, we're at the top of the hour here. Why don't we take our break and then we'll come back with you and I'll give you your program.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, everybody. And Martha, hold tight. But everybody get up, stretch, fill up those water glasses. Make sure you put a splash of minerals in them. Or even, hey, let's go for the best electrolyte drink on the earth. Beyond Tangy Tangerine. 2.0, 2.5, does not matter. You're getting your minerals, your vitamins, your electrolytes, and all that you need to help support your body in what it needs to be good to you. So we will be right back on Ask Doc Live. Again, go to askdoclive.com if you have not worked with anybody, and you can send a contact us if you'd like some information. The group of holistic health coaches that I am working with, we are offering a 15-minute free consultation with a health evaluation. So that's something that's available to you. But request it at askdoclive.com. Contact us. We'll be right back. And we are back with Ask Doc Live. Thank you everybody for hanging out with us here on this beautiful Friday. Dr. Wallach, are you ready to continue with Martha?
Yes, we're ready to go with Martha here. Okay.
All right, Martha.
She has more fours in her life. 4 kids, 144, 43, 411. That's her magic number is 4. Okay, so what I got out of all this is she's got diabetes type 2, she got rheumatoid arthritis, she got fatty liver, she's got kidney issues. Are you on dialysis?
No,
Okay. Do
I
you have
also
any?
have thyroid.
Okay, thyroid. Do you have high blood pressure?
No,
Okay. All right. Well, here we go. Get your pen out. You need to get rid of all the bad foods. You know this, but for the listening audience, you need to get rid of all the bad foods. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, no butter, rye, no oats, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. None of that sort of stuff. Absolutely. Let's see here. Then I want you to take 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month, 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month, a full dose, everything twice a day. I want you to take 3 of our sweeties twice a day, 3 sweeties twice a day. That's 2 bottles a month. And then I want you to take our let's see here, Ocean's Gold, take 3 of those twice a day. That's 2 bottles a month. I also want you to take 3 of our Fucoid Z capsules twice a day. That's 2 bottles a month. That's for the thyroid. And for the rheumatoid arthritis, I want you to take the MSM, take 3 of those with each meal. Take 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner time. That's 2 bottles a month of the MSM. And I also want you to take our collagen peptides. Get 1 canister a month of that, so you can take a scoop in your drink in the morning, a scoop in your drink in the evening. Take vitamin D3, 3 of those twice a day. That's 2 bottles a month. And rheumatoid arthritis is 2 diseases. It's nutritional deficiency arthritis. And it has a secondary infection with a bug called mycoplasma. It's not an autoimmune disease, as doctors will tell you. It's really an infection with a bug called mycoplasma, which is killable with an antibody called minocycline, like the bait fish, minocycline. But you'll have to get the prescription from your doctor, or if your doctor won't give it to you, just call around to orthopedic doctors, and they will write your prescription for the minocycline to kill the mycoplasma, which causes the rheumatoid arthritis. And usually within 60 days, that the infection part will be gone. And within 60 to 90 days, the nutritional deficiency thing will be gone. I don't care if you've had rheumatoid arthritis for 40 years, usually within 2 months is gone with the diet and the minocycline, okay, antibiotic. So we covered the thyroid, the fatty liver. If you take your 2 healthy brain and heart packs, there's nutrients in there that the liver loves. When people get fatty liver and liver cirrhosis, a lot of times they'll blame it on alcoholism. But so many people have those things without the alcoholism. Really what happens is when people are drinking alcohol, they don't eat well and don't supplement. And so they're getting fatty livers and liver cirrhosis because of nutritional deficiencies, not because of poisoning from the alcohol, okay? Because there's a lot of alcoholics who eat a lot of supplements and they don't have liver problems. And let's see here, oh yeah, for the kidneys, you do have to take, and this will also work for the glaucoma, our Ultimate Daily Classic tablets. Take 3 of those twice a day, 3 twice a day, it's 2 bottles a month. And they're designed to support healthy blood pressure and healthy blood flow through blocked arteries in the brain, the coronary arteries in the heart, in the kidneys, in the skin, the eyes. And because the odds are you have osteoporosis of the skull, that's what causes glaucoma, where you get glaucoma, pressure in the eye, that kind of stuff. is actually caused by the skull squeezing the optic nerve, the optic artery, and the optic vein, because they go to the back of the eye as a package. And as they come out of the skull, that skull, when you have osteoporosis, it fills up. And again, you need to get that book. It's all in your head, because it'll tell you that skull squeezes the optic nerve, the optic vein, and the optic artery. And of course, that results in glaucoma and vision problems. And the doctor will say, oh, you have cataracts, you got this, you need this operation, you need that operation. And they'll go through 4 or 5 different procedures. You'll still have the problem. Okay, that's because it's the skull squeezing the optic artery, the optic vein, and the optic nerve. Okay, give us a call every couple of weeks, because you're going to have a great story to share. All of your problems will go away. None of them are genetic, none of them are autoimmune. Okay.
All right, awesome. Check back with us, Martha. Let us know how you're doing. Now, for
Okay.
everybody that's here with us, if you look in the chat, Ruth Ellen put up a link that's put out by rheumatology.org that supports the use of minocycline in the treatment for rheumatoid arthritis. You can print that out and take that with you to your doctor's appointment to support your request to have a prescription for this. So thank you so much for sharing that, Ruth Ellen. And we appreciate you. Now, Dr. Wallach, Roberta has a question.
Okay. Hello, Roberta. How can we help you?
Now,
Hi,
There you
doctor.
go.
My name.
Oh, we're back in that same. Oh, we're back in that same echo room.
They have an echo, so if
My
you can
name
get a
is-
little closer to the microphone, Roberta, I think that will help.
Hi, my name is Roberta. I'm 68 years old. I am on high blood pressure medicine and anxiety medicine. Lately, I've been like really weak and tired and shaky. And I have had a little diarrhea lately. Only thing my doctor tells me to do is take like a Tylenol or something. I don't know what's going on with me. I just have no energy. I just feel really tired all the time.
Okay. Do you have diabetes?
No,
Do you have? You said you have high blood pressure.
yes,
Do you have any skin issues? Any eczema, dermatitis, or psoriasis?
no,
Do you color your hair?
yes,
So you have some gray hair. Okay. Do you have any varicose veins or spider veins?
no,
Okay. Do you have any bowel problems, eczema? Excuse me. Things like celiac disease or irritable bowel syndrome, diverticulitis, Crohn's disease, any of that kind of stuff?
no.
Okay. Constipation, diarrhea.
I have diarrhea once in a while.
Okay. Any hemorrhoids?
No,
Any lung
I
problems?
have-
Any?
I'm sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. I do have herniated disc and fractured vertebrae in my back.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. Okay. Do you have any other issues in your lungs? Hiccups, asthma, bronchitis?
It's hard to breathe sometimes. I do have to take like an inhaler.
Okay. All right. Here we go. You need to get rid of all the bad foods. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no gluten, no wheat, butter, rye oats. You've heard that several times today.
I've tried.
Okay, you want to block them, okay, please.
I'll
Okay,
just turn it so you don't get that.
yeah,
feedback.
mute,
That's all.
yeah, please mute them.
We got it. Go on.
Okay. So again, none of the bad foods, no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no gluten, no wheat, butter, rye oats, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. Even the diet ones got to go because the carbonation neutralizes stomach acid, so you cannot absorb iron and B12, and you cannot digest proteins into amino acids and stuff without stomach acid. So you got to get rid of all the carbonated drinks, even the diet ones. Then the hair turning gray is not due to age. Hair turning gray or white or silver is due to a nutritional deficiency. It's kind of like a red warning light. It tells you that you're marching down the path of some big trouble, okay? Because that same deficiency that causes gray hair causes varicose veins and that kind of stuff and hemorrhoids, but also it causes ruptured aneurysms in the brain and the heart and the aorta and so forth. And you can die, you can be watching your grandkids and drop over dead, okay? Because you had gray hair for 10 years and nobody told you not to just color your hair, but you got to take some supplements here, okay? So here we go. And let's see here, weight, what do I have here? Weight, I have 68 years old. And how much do you weigh? What's the body weight?
Go ahead and unmute real quick, Sam.
What's the body weight?
156.
156, okay. Here we go. 156, you need 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month, a full dose, everything twice a day. You need 2 bottles a month of the MSM, so you can take 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, or dinner time. That's going to support and promote maintenance repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between vertebrae, bone, makes bone itself, including the walls of arteries and veins and so forth, and skin, and the bowels, and so on. Then you need the collagen peptides, a scoop of that at breakfast, a scoop of that at dinner time. Because you have high blood pressure, I want you to get 2 bottles a month of our Ultimate Daily Classic tablets. Take 3 at breakfast, 3 at dinner time, and they will support healthy blood pressure and healthy blood flow through blocked arteries. And let's see here. Because of the disc stuff, you need vitamin D3. Take 3 of those twice a day. That's 2 bottles a month of our vitamin D3. And you have respiratory issues, I want you to get our Oxybody. Our Oxybody, it's an oxygen supplement. You don't have to wear a mask and carry a backpack with a tank of oxygen on it. But I take an ounce of that at breakfast. I only weigh 142, and I take an ounce of and I have to pay for everything. I don't get it for free. And so I take an ounce of the Oxybody either a half hour before breakfast or a half hour after breakfast. And again, a half hour before dinner time. So I'm getting the Oxybody twice a day. It's an oxygen supplement, liquid oxygen supplement. And I think we've covered all the issues there. So let's go there, okay? And it's one of those things where I think you're going to see very, very quick results. As your blood pressure drops, don't cold turkey off of your blood pressure medication, but as it drops, you can reduce the medication based on the numbers. And when you get down to a normal, you should be down to 0 medication. Okay, your hair color will start coming back, so you don't have to color it. And then you're absorbing the nutrients when your hair color comes back. Even if you're 120 years old, your hair color will come back if you're taking the right nutrients. Okay, it's very, very important to know that. And the disc will regrow. All of these things have the capacity to regrow when you give them all the right raw materials. And if you have to cut everything in half, like your friend there, because of cost, again, I would encourage you to think about building a longevity business. You get a check from me every month. You'll pay the wholesale prices for the products you get on auto ship. I will pay the shipping. So you save a lot of money, and you can earn some money by getting the information to other people. And that way, within a couple of months, yours is free. I don't know how to make it any cheaper than free. Okay. All right. Back to you, Rebecca.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Wallach and Roberta and Barbara. You've got a fabulous coach there with Sam. So we encourage you to join us. Let's start, Dr. Wallach, let's go to the next hand that is up, and it looks like we have Mike. Mike, go ahead and unmute yourself, my friend. You're on live with Dr. Wallach.
Great.
Hello, Mike.
How you
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, can't thank you and Becca enough for the show and how great it is and how much great things you do for everybody. I just wanted to
Thanks
throw
for the
that.
kind words. Thank you.
Okay. I have a woman. She's one of my clients. She's 49 years old, 119 pounds, 4'11". She recently went to the doctor and has polyps on her gallbladder, a fatty liver, and she has some trouble sleeping at night. She sleeps, but she says seems like her mind races when she's sleeping.
Okay. Did she get up at night to go to the bathroom?
No,
Okay. At least she didn't tell you. Okay.
that she didn't tell me.
Okay. So gallbladder polyps. Okay. And anything else? Any high blood pressure? Any diabetes?
No.
Okay. Any
She just
ringing in
had a
the
blood-
ears? She just had a what?
Nope. She just had her blood test,
Mhm.
about a couple weeks ago. And she's a new client. I just put her on the protocol. She just started taking it, but she just had a blood test prior to that.
Okay. All right. So again, for our listening audience, because you probably already put her on the right stuff, but for our listening audience, she needs to be off all the bad foods: no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, no barley, rye, oats, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. Even the diet ones got to go because the carbonation neutralizes the stomach acid. And this is essential to get off all these bad foods to maximize absorption here. Also, you save a lot of money when you get bad foods tend to be expensive. Then I want her to have at 119 pounds, I want her to have 1 healthy brain and heart pack per month, a half a dose of everything twice a day, except for the selenium. I want her to get another bottle of our selenium, which is the liver's favorite nutrient. Okay, so I want her to have 6 of those a day, either 3 twice a day or 2 3 times a day. There's 1 bottle of selenium comes with the healthy brain and heart pack. All right, and then let's see here. I want her also to have what we call our ultimate enzymes. I want her to take 2, say 5 or 10 minutes for each meal, a couple ounces of water. We call it the gallbladder in a bottle because it does have bile in it. We take the gallbladders from cows that are slaughtered, and we dry the bile and put the bile from cows in our healthy, let's see here, in the ultimate enzymes here. And so it's called the gallbladder in a bottle, the ultimate enzymes. And it does amazing things for people with gallbladder issues because it will absorb all the stuff that your gallbladder is designed to absorb from your intestines to help you have a good life. So you can't go without the gallbladder doing its job. So you need the gallbladder in a bottle, ultimate daily, the ultimate enzymes. And then let's see here, the MSM, 3 of those twice a day. That'll be 1 bottle a month. The collagen peptides, a scoop of that in the breakfast drink, a scoop of that in the evening drink. Vitamin D3, 3 at breakfast, 3 at dinner time. That's 2 bottles a month. And I think that covers all of the complaints, okay? And gives her everything she's going to need to cover a lot of territory there, okay?
So, yeah, great. So on the gallbladder polyps, is that something that will just go away with nutrition and, you know?
Yes.
Okay.
See, what happens is when the gallbladder gets inflamed, it's like, what do your heels do when your shoes rub against your heels and your heels get inflamed? You get what?
Right.
You get blisters and
blisters.
yeah. Well, the polyps are kind of like a blister. They could be fatty, they could, all kinds of stuff. And so
Okay.
the same way when you get things, you're sweating and you don't dry off properly, and your sweatshirt or your undershirt rubs underneath your arms, you get kind of a polyp or some skin issue underneath your armpit because you got a wet t-shirt rubbing in there. Same principle. Okay.
Okay, great.
Okay, let's hear from you, Mike. Let's see how this goes. Okay.
All right. Thanks so much, Doc.
You bet. God bless you. And thanks for all the kind words.
You bet. All right. Bye.
Bye.
All
Back to you,
right,
Rebecca.
thank you so much, Mike. Let's go, Dr. Wallach, to the next hand. Carol, go ahead and unmute yourself. You are on live with Dr. Wallach.
Okay, was that Carol?
Carol, yes.
Okay, how do we help you, Carol?
Okay, I'm 68, 5'4", and 135 pounds. The beginning of osteoporosis, 200 cholesterol. Do you have a book that tells the things to eat and how to prepare them? I'm not sure,
Yes.
okay.
We have a book. It's called Dr. Wallach's Cooking Without the Bad Foods. We sell a lot of those books. It's 300 pages of gluten-free recipes and fried food-free recipes and all that kind of stuff. It's called Dr. Wallach's Cooking Without the Bad Foods. Okay. And you can get it through Rebecca here. If Rebecca, you have some on stock?
At stocklive.com, you'll find a link to get Dr. Wallach's Cooking Without the Bad Foods.
Well, there you go.
Great.
And that was actually a 3-year study that I did with 3 professional chefs up in Eastern Canada. It was actually a wager. They said I was all wrong about my dietary beliefs and they were all right. They have TV shows and all the restaurants and everything. Big professional chefs in Canada. And so for 3 years in the restaurants, half their customers got my stuff and half the customers got their stuff. And everybody liked my stuff better than their stuff. And of course, my stuff was healthier than their stuff because they were using a lot of gluten and I'm not using any gluten. And so we took all the data and we put it in this book and it is selling like crazy all around the world. I think I'm going to have to put it in several languages, but even in English, it's going all over the world. So we're very, very proud of that book. It's called Dr. Wallach's Cooking Without the Bad Foods. Okay.
Wonderful. Great, thank you.
Okay, so do you have any other issues besides the osteoporosis? Any
I don't,
diabetes, high blood pressure, arthritis, knee
No.
problems, hip problems, back problems? Yes,
yeah,
some-
lower back.
Okay. Do you have any clicking or anything like that in your knees or hips?
No, no,
Do you have any tinnitus ringing in your ears?
no, I do have the hiccups that you said. I get those periodically.
Okay, all right, that's very useful. Okay. And so yeah, you have osteoporosis of the skull and squeezing the 10th cranial nerve, and there's a recurrent branch that goes to your diaphragm, and that's being squeezed by your skull. And again, you get that book, it's all in your head. It goes into that in some great detail. This is a very common red warning light for osteoporosis of the skull when you get the hiccups or you get tinnitus ringing in the ears or balance problems. When you go up and down the steps, you have to hold the rail with two hands because you're afraid you're going to fall because of balance problems. Okay. Your hair color will start coming back because hair color going gray or silver or white is not due to aging, it's due to a nutritional deficiency. And very quickly, within 90 days, you're going to look like you're 25 years old again because your hair will be your original color. And people say, what? You really look good. What are you coloring your hair with? Say, no, I don't color my hair anymore. I just take these supplements. Okay. And so you can, just with your hair color and your friends and relatives and church mates and workmates and so forth in your family, you'll be able to build a huge business because they're going to want to know what you're doing. Okay. Because you're going to, really see a big, change. Okay. But give us a call every couple of weeks because people are going to hear what's going on because your problems are very common and they're very, very easily reversible. So give us a call, Carol. We'll love to hear from you. Okay.
Great, thanks so much.
You bet.
All right, thank you, Carol. Now, Dr. Wallach, let's go to the next hand up, and the next hand is Bill. Bill, go ahead and unmute yourself. Then if you can turn your camera on, that'd be fantastic. You are live with Dr. Wallach.
Hey, Bill.
Uh-oh, we can't hear you, Bill. Make sure your headset's plugged in real good. You're unmuted, but I'm not hearing you. No. Try.
Oh, I'm hearing noise now.
Oh, yeah, no, we're hearing feedback from the speaker, but it's not connecting with the microphone. That he's-
Hello?
No, now we can't even hear our feedback. Hey, Bill, go out and come back in. Make sure you connect with device audio and then raise your hand again. Okay, bud? Thank you. All right, let's go to ACC 87. Thank you so much for raising your hand. I saw your questions in the comments, but I think this is going to be a best option. You're on live with Dr. Wallach.
Good morning. Thank you for taking me. History, I have Hashimoto's since I was the age of 39. I'm now 67. I'm 5'6". I weigh 142 pounds. I'm on Synthroid 88. I think it's MCGs they're called. And just recently I got diagnosed with osteoporosis. I'm concerned about she suggested taking Fosamax, and I'm concerned about taking that. And I was looking forward to try to do natural things. And I thought you would be a good person to advise me.
Okay. All right. Do you have any other issues? Do you have any high blood pressure?
No,
Any diabetes?
no,
Do you have any bowel problems? Constipation, diarrhea, irritable bowel syndrome, celiac disease? Okay,
no.
good.
I've
Do you have
been
any
taking,
Go ahead.
sorry. I've been trying to avoid gluten products.
Okay, well, trying is kind of a weak
Yeah.
statement.
Yeah,
I am absolutely avoiding gluten.
okay.
This is
Yes.
really a life or death thing. This is a life or
Okay.
death thing.
But
And you
I'm
say,
I'm a beginner, so I'm in the process of transitioning and I've not
What you want
purchased
to do,
any.
okay, good. Well, if you have any gluten left in your closet, your cupboard, don't say, well, I'll just eat it. If you have any left,
Yeah.
give it to your doctor with love. Okay, that's an old 007 stuff to doctor with love. Oh, no, it's to rush with love. Okay. Okay. All right. 142 pounds. I want you to get rid of all the bad stuff. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no gluten, no wheat, butter, iodose, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. Even the diet one's got to go. You also got to get rid of cruciferous vegetables because they interfere with the thyroid. Okay. No cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, or kale. All those got to go. Okay. Then I want you to take 2 healthy brain and heart patch a month, a full dose, everything twice a day. Then I want you to get the MSM. This is for the osteoporosis and also for the thyroid. Get 2 bottles a month of the MSM, so you can take 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner. They will support and promote maintenance repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between the vertebrae, bone makes bone itself, and thyroid function and liver function, and so on. You also need to take the collagen peptides. Take a scoop of that powder in your drink in the morning, a scoop of that powder in your drink in the afternoon. That's going to help rebuild your bones and your bone marrow. Very important here. Then I also want you to take vitamin D3. Take 3 of those twice a day. That's 2 bottles a month. I don't care if you live in Florida. You know, you got to take that vitamin D3 because everybody sits in the shade when you're an adult. The kids that run around without a shirt out in the sun. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, so I think we've got everything covered here. And for energy, if you need energy, we do have a Rebound or a sports drink. You could have a couple of those a day, 2 or 3 of those a day, or Rebound. I should have been saying that earlier too. People who said they had an energy problem. The Rebound, and of course, don't take it after 4 o'clock because you will, if you take it after 4 o'clock, could keep you up all night. I do have to ask you a question. You ever get up at night to urinate?
Yes.
Okay, 2 times, 5 times?
1 or 2.
1 or 2, yeah.
I
Okay,
needed to add also, and I forgot to tell you that in my right ear, I recently this past year, I've been getting ringing in my ears. I
yeah,
suggested-
tinnitus.
Mhm.
There's osteoporosis of the skull, squeezing the auditory branch of the 8th cranial nerve. And then, of course, the fact that you have to get up a couple times a night to go urinate, it tells you that your vertebrae are squeezing the sciatic nerves in your lower back to control your bladder. I know you don't have a prostate gland, so it can't be a prostate issue. Okay. I've never examined you, but I guarantee you, you do not have a prostate gland. Okay. And so, yeah, it's very common that as you get older and you're not taking these things to support your disc between the vertebrae and so forth, your bones, the vertebrae get closer together and they start squeezing those nerves to control the bladder. And that's why people get up at night, whether they're male or female, to go urinate. It has nothing to do with the prostate gland, but doctors like to run the prostate tests and do prostate biopsies, do prostate surgeries and stuff, because that's how they put their kids through college. So they're losing money on you, dear. Okay, give us a call every couple of weeks because you are going to have a great story.
May I ask you one more question? Should I
Oh,
get off the
please.
Fosamax? Should I get off the Fosamax? I'm on my 4th tablet. I just
Okay.
start once a week.
Well, you have a supply on hand, so I would break them in half and kind of take a half of one, and when you run out of them, just don't get any more because you should be on our products for a couple of weeks by then.
Okay, and I also I'm trying to do weight bearing and strength exercising.
Okay, well, that's fine. You pick up weights and you walk around the room carrying some weights or something like that, or squat and stand up and squat and stand up. That's fine. Exercises, weights are good. That'll help tone up your muscles and tone up your arteries and veins and so forth. That's not a bad thing.
Okay, and is calcium included in the H&B packs?
I'm sorry, is what?
Calcium, should I be taking calcium also?
Okay, well, this is what the MSM and the collagen peptides are for. Okay.
Oh, okay. I
And
didn't know
also,
that.
and also in the Healthy Brand Heart Pack, there's calcium.
Okay,
The MSM
Thank
has
you.
calcium. Okay. It's one of those
Okay.
things where we got you covered 5 different directions.
all right,
Okay.
thank you.
Okay. And also, if you want to, we do have our, let's see here, Ocean's Gold for the thyroid. If I didn't say it, Ocean's Gold. You need to take 3 of those twice a day. Ocean's Gold. Take 3 of those twice a day. It's the seaweed from the ocean, and take 3 twice a day. It's 2 bottles a month. If you want to, and finances are not an issue, you can also take our Fucoid Z. It's from the other ocean, slightly different mineral content because it's a different ocean, and take 3 of those twice a day. Or you could take 3 of the Fucoid Z in the morning and 3 of the Ocean's Gold in the evening, or vice versa. Okay. Okay. And those are specifically for the thyroid. Okay.
Thank you so much. I really
Okay.
appreciate it.
Okay. God bless you, ACC 87.
Yeah, that's Ann.
All right, Ann. Thank you so much. Now, Dr. Wallach, Denise is writing in. She's a female, 65 years old, 5'6.5", 167 pounds, has high blood pressure, high cholesterol, high triglycerides. Doctor diagnosed type 1 diabetes at 50 years old, has tinnitus and back pain. She has been vegan for 15 years. What would you recommend for Denise?
Okay. Well, first of all, people don't get type 1 diabetes when they're 56 years old or 65 years old. Okay. You're born with type 1 diabetes. This is a birth defect when the mother is not getting enough nutrition and eating gluten. So when the embryo is forming, the islands of Langerhans and the embryonic pancreas are supposed to put about 500 or 5,000 cells or beta cells in there to make insulin. But what if there's only enough nutrition to make one beta cell instead of 5,000? Babies born with type 1 diabetes. That's why when a baby's born, the first thing that the OBGYN does, because he's got kids in college, the first thing he does is take a blood sample from the umbilical cord to see if the blood sugar is high, because he wants to see if the baby has type 1 diabetes, okay? Because he'll milk that insurance policy like a dairy cow, okay? But when you don't get type 1 diabetes later. What happens is you get diagnosed with diabetes, the doctor will put the people, right now, every doctor puts people on metformin first. It's an oral drug to support healthy blood sugar. But if you have a gluten issue, which everybody does, and you're eating a lot of gluten, your intestines are dead. You can't absorb the metformin. And so you go to the doctor 2 weeks later and your blood sugar is higher. Were you taking that metformin? Oh yeah, I took it just like you said. Okay, well, you have type 1 diabetes. No, they got a gluten issue and they cannot absorb the metformin. So the doctor puts them on injectable insulin. You got to come in every 90 days. We'll check you out. And, we may have to do this, you have to do that. In the meantime, you could have gangrene going on and all this kind of stuff. And so whenever you're diagnosed with type 1 after you're older than 1 day old, it's a, what should I say? It's a, not true. Okay. It's not true. It's a lie. It's a fake. It's a fraud. And then you need to get rid of all the bad foods. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no gluten, no wheat butter, iodose, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. The diet one's got to go. And I want you to have 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month. 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month. A full dose of everything twice a day. I want you to take the MSM, take 3 of those 3 times a day, 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner time. That'd be 2 bottles a month for the cartilage and ligaments and tendons and connective tissue. Okay. And then I also want you to take, let's see here, our sweeties, take 3 of those at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner time. Okay. That'll be 3 bottles a month of our sweeties. And then I also want you to take our Ultimate Daily Classic tablets, take 3 of those twice a day. That's 2 bottles a month. And they will support healthy blood pressure. And so what you want to do for the diabetes, do not cold turkey off the medication. But as your blood sugar begins to drop, you can slowly reduce the prescription medication based on the numbers. And usually within 60 to 90 days, you'll be an ex-diabetic. Okay. And the same way with the high blood pressure. Don't cold turkey off your high blood pressure medication, but slowly reduce it based on the numbers. And usually within 60 to 90 days, you won't have high blood pressure anymore. You won't have to be on the medication. Now, how long do you have to stay on these programs? Forever. How long do you need oxygen? Bill? Forever. How long do you need water? Bill? Forever. How long do you need the 90 essential nutrients? Forever. Okay, so this is not a difficult thing for Denise, I guess it is, to go through. But the tendency is, okay, I'm okay now. I don't need to take all these supplements, and they quit taking them, and in 3 months' time, they're back down in the hole again. Well, they didn't work. Well, yeah, they worked. You just stopped taking them. Okay, it's kind of like a car. You have to keep putting gasoline in the car. And if the car runs out of gasoline and you're not putting any more gasoline in it, you can sit and stomp on that gas pedal all you want, but you're not going anywhere. Okay, same way with your tissues and your heart and your liver and your brain and your kidneys and so forth. Everything needs all these nutrients all the time. And so you have to be taking them all the time. Okay.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Wallach. Let's try Bill again. So Bill, go ahead and unmute yourself. Let's see if we can hear you this time.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, yes.
Can you hear me this
Okay.
time?
Yeah, so
Thank you
Bill
so
and
much,
Denise are
and
2
I've enjoyed
separate
your-
people. Okay.
Yeah, thank
Okay.
you, Dr. Wallach.
Okay, thank you.
I've
How
listened
can
to
we
you
help
for
you,
years.
sir?
Thank you. I had a detached retina about 2 years ago, and it never fully healed. It's still blurry vision. I'm 63. I'm 235 and 6'2".
Okay. Do you have any other issues other than a detached retina?
I've noticed, some varicose veins in one of my feet.
Do you have any
So,
gray hair?
a few, yeah.
Okay, it can be in your mustache, your
not too
beard, your hair.
Just my hair.
Okay. All right. And then anything going on in your skin? Any eczema, dermatitis, psoriasis, or rosacea?
Not that I've noticed, no.
Okay. Any joint problems? Any knee, hip, back, elbows, neck?
No.
Okay. Any bowel problems? Constipation, diarrhea, irritable bowel syndrome, celiac disease?
Some constipation.
Okay. All right, constipation. Now with this a detached retina, is that in one eye?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any ringing in the ears? Any tinnitus or ringing in the ears?
No.
Do you have any balance problems? Any vertigo or balance?
No.
Okay. Let's see here. I think we've covered all the questions I need to ask. No high blood pressure, no diabetes. No. Okay. All right.
Okay.
So we may or may not be able to help that detached retina in the blurry vision, okay, because it's a mechanical issue here.
Okay.
And so you could also have, what about dental problems? Do you have any dentures or implants? Did you have to go to an orthodontist as a teenager?
No, I did not. I had a couple wisdom teeth took out when I was
Mhm.
much younger.
Okay. All right. All right. So here we go. Get rid of all the bad foods. At 6'2", 235 is not bad if you're all toned up, but 210 is better, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So you want to get rid of all the bad foods: no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, no rhinos, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. I'd take 2 healthy brain and heart packs a month, a full dose of everything twice a day. I would also take 2 bottles of our MSM a month, so you can take 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner time. They're going to support and promote maintenance repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, including the retina, which is a connective tissue in the wall of the eyeball. Okay.
Okay.
And okay, so that's important there. And also it will help support the skull, make sure the skull is not squeezing the optic nerve, the optic artery, the optic vein, which can translate into the eye problems. Okay. Then I also want you to have vitamin D3, take 3 of those twice a day. That's 2 bottles a month. You don't have any high blood pressure or diabetes, correct?
No diabetes. My blood pressure is usually pretty good, but sometimes it goes up.
Okay. All right. Well, it wouldn't hurt, if it's going up like once a week, or if it's going up once a month, I
No,
would just.
Once every 3 or 4 months, maybe
Mhm.
it goes up. I think that I'm not as disciplined with my diet as as I should be.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Well, it's a matter of life and death, so you should pay attention. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
And at 63 and having those sort of early warning, red warning lights on your dashboard, I would go ahead and get 2 bottles a month of the Ultimate Daily Classic tablets. You can take 3 twice a day. And they'll support healthy blood flow through blocked arteries in your brain, your coronary arteries, your heart, your lungs,
2?
your kidney. Yeah, 2 bottles. So you can take 3 twice a day. Okay. And then let's see here. Do you have any other issues that I need to know about?
No. Thank you so much. Thank you for
Okay.
everything you do. I
Okay.
thank you for being on Coast to Coast, and I'm not a wealthy man, but if there are other people that need some help, if there's a fund I could contribute to for
Okay.
their
Well,
nutritional
here's
benefit, I
okay.
would.
Here's what I would do. There's several things you can do. Number one, do you go to a church or a temple or anything like that?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I would donate any money you want to donate for those things. Get some products, for high blood pressure and diabetes, and donate them to the church to
Donate
give
products.
donate products to the church, and that way you can also build a little business and get a check from me every month, and you can do with that check what you want, of course. But So you know, it's going to work for you both ways, okay?
Thank you.
But I
All
love
right.
your line of thinking where you want to help other people. God bless you, sir.
Bless you. And thank you, Rebecca, for letting me back in today.
You're
Okay,
very
you
welcome,
bet.
Bill. Glad we got you connected. All right, Dr. Wallach, we still have lots of hands. So let's go to a question that was asked earlier through the comments. So forgive me, but I think it's Akesia, female, 42 years old, 5'7", 336 pounds with PCOS. She is taking metformin and wants to know what supplements you recommend to help her, Dr. Wallach.
Okay, well, I'm not familiar with PCOS, post something or pre something, or people
I
have
will
to tell
get
us.
that for you.
Okay, you can look it up. Okay, but at any rate, 336 pounds at 5'7". At 5'7" for a woman, she should weigh 150 pounds. So she's slightly more than double her ideal weight. So I want her to have one meal a day or a keto shake. We don't have the bar anymore because the company that made our bar for us, so the keto bar, went out of business because of the COVID thing. And so we do have a keto shake, and she can have one meal a day. It's a meal replacer. It's not an add to a meal. It's a meal replacer. She can have 2 rebound drinks along with that keto shake, one meal a day. And then I want her to have, ideally, if money's not an object, she can have 3 Healthy Brain and Heart Packs per month, a full dose of everything at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. If money is an issue, don't go any lower than 2. She needs a minimum of 2 Healthy Brain and Heart Packs per month, but ideally she would take 3 Healthy Brain and Heart Packs per month. And if I, find out what all those letters mean.
It's polycystic ovary syndrome.
Okay, so she got an ovarian syndrome.
Polycystic ovary syndrome.
Okay, thank you. I suppose if I was an OB/GYN, I would have known what that meant. Okay.
I suppose.
PCOS. Okay. Okay. So anyway, so she needs those Healthy Brain and Heart Packs. Then she need and the keto shake and the rebound drinks. Then I want her to have 2 bottles a month, ideally 3, but a minimum of 2 bottles a month of our MSM. So she can take 3 with each meal. 2 bottles a month will do because they're big bottles. 3 of the MSM at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And they're going to support and promote maintenance repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between the vertebrae, bone makes bone itself. Because you can't tell me you're 150 pounds overweight and you don't have any joint issues or skin issues or those kinds of things. And does she have high blood pressure? She didn't say. Does she have diabetes? She didn't say. A lot of people will do that, Rebecca. They'll say, well, I've got my diabetes under control, so I didn't bring it up. I got my high blood pressure under control with medication, so I didn't bring it up. But they don't realize that you can get off the medication, get rid of high blood pressure, and get off the medication, get rid of the diabetes, because they're not genetic, they're not autoimmune, they're simple nutritional deficiency diseases. And so let's go with the collagen peptides, a scoop of that in her breakfast drink every morning, and her dinner drink every evening. Vitamin D3, 3 of those. I'd go with 3 times a day. That's 3 bottles a month of the vitamin D3. Also, I would take the odds are there's some bowel problems or digestive problems or skin problems. All these things are there. And so we have 600 different products that can deal with all these other issues. So this person needs to dial back in or call in or email some more information. But with
I just got some more information, Dr. Wallach. She is diabetic and hypertensive.
Okay, so she needs 3 bottles a month of the sweeties. She can take 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner time. Do not cold turkey off of her medication, whether it's injectable or oral. But as the numbers drop, as her blood sugar levels drop, she can slowly reduce her medication based on the numbers. And usually within 60 to 90 days, she'll be an ex-diabetic. The same way with the high blood pressure. Don't cold turkey off the high blood pressure. But as she's taken those Ultimate Daily Classic tablets, 3 with breakfast, 3 with lunch, 3 at dinner time, 3 bottles a month. As the blood pressure drops, she can slowly reduce her medication based on the numbers. Usually within 60, 90 days, she won't have high blood pressure anymore. These are nutritional deficiency problems. They are not genetic. They are not autoimmune. And they're very, very easy to get rid of. And so people say, well, that costs so much money. Well, you have to remember that death is expensive. Going to the doctor is expensive. all the complications of these things are expensive and disabling and so forth and disruptive and so on. And so in the long run, if you do everything right, even though you think it's expensive, it's actually saving you an enormous amount of unnecessary miseries, adding 25 to 50 healthy years to your life and saving you an enormous amount of money. Okay.
All right. And to add to that, Dr. Wallach, the year before I found you, I had spent $37,000 in doctor bills, which I had no relief of
Did
any
you have
of the
insurance?
symptoms.
Did you have
No, I did
insurance?
not have insurance.
Oh my gosh. So you had to get a loan or you had to borrow money in your house or something, right?
Yeah, it's called thankful for having equity in the house. But
Oh my gosh.
after finding you, Dr. Wallach, and getting on the products, it's been incredible what a savings it's been over the last 6 years
Well,
on
thank you for
no longer
sharing that.
having to go to doctors. So thank you so much, Dr. Wallach. Let's go to Mrs. Is it Stolly or Staley? Forgive me. Go ahead and unmute yourself. You're on live with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Dr. Wallach. How are you
Hi.
today?
Okay, how can we help
Uh,
you?
I am back here to talk with you. I did seek help last year. I'm improved in many, many ways. Thank you very much. But I'm back today here to talk about my high blood pressure. I am at the border of being diabetic, and I have swollen ankles and, most important, lower back pain that's
Okay.
giving symptoms.
Okay,
to
we
the
only have a
fever.
few, we only have a few moments here, so I need to ask you,
All right.
how old are you and how much do you weigh?
I'm 68. I weigh 190.
How tall?
And how tall? It's 168 centimeter, 5.6.
Where are you from?
The Netherlands.
Okay, well, thank you for being here.
Thank
Or are you
you.
calling me from the Netherlands? Okay.
I'm sorry.
Are you calling from the Netherlands?
Well, I have liberty to disclose to you. I do work for the government, and I'm calling
Okay.
from there, and many
Okay.
are listening.
Okay, well, God bless you. Okay,
God
so,
bless you too.
okay, so, let's see here. 68 years old, 5'6", you weigh 190 pounds, 5'6" for a lady. I'd like to see you weigh 150, so maybe 40 pounds overweight. I want you to have one of our keto shakes, okay, per day. Could be any meal, could you change, could today's breakfast, tomorrow's lunch, 2 days in a row dinner, you know, it doesn't have to be the same meal all the time. One keto shake, okay, we don't have the bars anymore, but we do have the shake. I also want you to take 2 of our rebound drinks with 100 nutrients in it, 75 minerals and 25 vitamins, amino acids. You'll lose a half a pound to 2 pounds a day. That'll be a good thing. And then I want you to take at 190 pounds, I want you to take 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month, 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month, a full dose of everything twice a day. Then I want you to take the MSM, 2 bottles a month. So you can take 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner time. They're going to support and promote maintenance repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, discs between your vertebrae, bone, makes your bone itself. Do you get up at night to go to the bathroom?
I do get up every 2 hours.
Every 2 hours, yeah. Okay, your back vertebrae
Yeah.
are squeezing the nerves to control your bladder. Again, I know you don't have a prostate gland because you're a woman, okay? And so it's one of those things where your back is causing you to get up every couple of hours to go urinate. It's very common, both men and women, okay? It's a back problem. It's not a prostate problem. It's not a back, it's a back problem, okay? And so doctors, I don't know if they don't know that, and
They do not know that.
okay, well, we'll forgive them, but we need to educate them, okay? Okay, and so then I also want you to get the collagen peptides in addition to the MSM. MSM, 2 bottles a month, you can take 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner time. The collagen peptides, a scoop of that at breakfast drink, a scoop of that in your evening drink. The diabetes, I want you to get 2 bottles a month of our sweeties, so you can take 3 at breakfast, 3 at dinner time. Don't cold turkey off your medication, but as your daily blood sugar levels begin to drop, you can slowly reduce the medication based on the numbers. Same with the high blood pressure. I want you to get 2 bottles a month of our Ultimate Daily Classic tablets. Take 3 at breakfast, 3 at dinner time, and don't cold turkey off your medication. But as your blood pressure begins to fall to the normal levels. You can slowly reduce the medication based on the numbers. So that deals with high blood pressure, that deals with the diabetes. Usually within 60 to 90 days, you don't have high blood pressure anymore. Usually within 60 to 90 days, you don't have diabetes anymore. Your joint problems, your back problems will go away very quickly, usually in 2 to 4 weeks. But how long do you need oxygen, Staley? Forever.
What do you mean?
How long do you need oxygen? Forever. You can't go without oxygen for longer than 6 minutes, right? You need
Oh,
oxygen
okay, I see where
forever.
you're going. Okay,
Okay, how long do you need water?
forever.
How long do you need the 90 essential nutrients?
I am with
Forever.
you forever on those already.
Okay.
Thank you
Okay,
very
good.
much.
Yeah, you need those forever because you can't get these things from your food. Nutritional minerals do not occur in a uniform blanket around the crust of the earth. They occur in veins like gold and silver. And some of the poorest places, they only have maybe 2, 3 different minerals in them in the soil. And so the carrots only have 2 or 3 minerals in them. Whereas some place maybe 500 miles away, it might have 12 minerals in the soil. So the carrots there have 12 minerals in them. And so the only way that everybody's going to get the 16 minerals they need is to consciously proactively supplement with them. The same principle would be instead of putting 6 quarts of oil in your car, would you put 6 quarts of dirt from Saudi Arabia in your car to save a little bit of money? It's only 10 cents a quart for a quart of dirt from Saudi Arabia. Come on.
I fully
Would you-
understand what you're saying.
Okay, good. Yeah, and that's also for the listening audience. You have to really take care of yourself as well as you take care of your car. And most people don't. Well, my doctor says I could eat well and get everything you need. Well, you need to change doctors because your doctor either doesn't know or he wants to keep you sick, one or the other. Okay, you cannot get everything you need just by eating well. The 4 food groups don't guarantee it. The 7 food group pyramid doesn't guarantee it because plants only need 3 to make good seeds for the next generation. You need 90. Okay, and so your twin brother, your twin sister can be eating the same recipe, and they're 5 states away, and they have say 22 minerals in their soil, and they're doing not perfect, but doing better than you because you only have 3 minerals in the soil. And but I'm eating exactly the same thing. No, you're not. You're following the same recipe, but you're not getting the same thing because you don't have the veins and minerals in your soil where your vegetables are grown, the same as your brother or sister that's maybe 500 or 1,000 miles away. And so this principle you have to understand, you have to. That's why there hasn't been colonization of all these other planets, okay, in our solar system, because they don't have everything they need. They're either missing water, they're missing oxygen, or missing both of them. They don't have the minerals in it we need. And it's be hard for all these spaceships to carry all this stuff up there every day, everything that everybody would need. And so it's just not practical. That's why we haven't.
It would take too long, Dr. Wallach.
Yeah.
It would just take too long to get it to them. So,
Yeah.
but we are coming up to the top of the hour. Let's try to squeeze in one more.
Okay.
Latrice, if you could unmute yourself, and I apologize to all the others that have their hands up, but come back and be with us next week on Ask Doc Live. Latrice, you're on
Hello.
with Dr. Wallach.
Hello,
Hey.
thank you, Dr. Walsh.
How can we help you?
I am calling in for my husband. He's at work right now, but for me and him. But I'll start with him. He's 54, 280 pounds, 6 feet, with high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, gallbladder issues, gallstones, arthritis in left shoulder, gout in right foot, eczema. He's due for surgery this month to remove the gallbladder and hernia on the 24th. Do he need
Okay,
to
stop. What type of hernia does he have? Does he have a hernia in his groin, down in his pelvis, or does he have a hiatal hernia from his diaphragm?
It's in his belly button.
Oh, belly button. Okay. I would wait on the hernia surgery. Okay, we may be able to deal with that and not need the surgery. Does he wear a belt to keep his intestines in his belly cavity?
He does wear a belt.
Okay, good. Okay, excuse me, here we go. At 6 foot tall, he should weigh 200 pounds, so he's 80 pounds overweight. I want to have 1 meal a day or a keto shake. Our keto bars are gone, but we do have the keto shake. And he can have 1 meal a day, doesn't have to be the same meal every day. He could take his keto shake, and then I want him to have 2 or 3, whichever one he wants, at that same meal of our Rebound sports drink with 100 nutrients in it. These are meal replacers. Okay, this is not to add to a meal. This is a meal replacer. So 1 meal a day, doesn't have to be the same meal, would be the keto shake and 2 or 3 of the Rebound drinks. Okay, then at 280, I want him to start out. Ideally, if finances are not an issue, he needs 3 healthy brain and heart packs per month. If finances are an issue, then don't go any lower than 2. Okay, then I also want him to have 2 bottles a month of our MSM, so he can take 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner time. They're going to support and promote maintenance repair of cartilage, ligaments, including that ligament that holds his right side muscles to his left side muscles in his belly, and can actually begin to heal that hernia. But make sure he's wearing that belt. Wouldn't hurt to put a 4-inch 4x4 underneath the feet of his bed, so at night when he sleeps, his feet are 4 inches taller than his skull. So all his gut weight is pulling all his guts away from that hernia. Okay, and then for diabetes, I want him to get 2 bottles a month. Let's see here. I'd go with 3 bottles a month, 280. I'd have him go with 3 bottles a month of the sweeties, 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner time. Don't let him cold turkey off his medication. But as the blood sugar begins to drop, and it will, he can slowly reduce his medication based on the numbers. Same way with the high blood pressure. You can take 3 of the Ultimate Daily Classic tablets 3 times a day. That's 3 bottles a month. If finances are an issue, he can go to 2 bottles a month and 3 twice a day. But again, don't cold turkey off the medication for his high blood pressure. But as the blood pressure is dropping, you can slowly reduce the medication. Let's see, we already talked about the collagen peptides. We talked about the MSM. He needs vitamin D3 for his joints. And also the collagen peptides and the MSM are also going to help his eczema, but he's got to get rid of all the bad stuff. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no gluten, no wheat, butter, rhinos, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. And then for his gallbladder, I want him to take our gallbladder in a bottle. It's called the Ultimate Enzymes. He can take 2 or 3 of those, say 5 or 10 minutes for each meal with a couple ounces of water. And it actually has bile in it. Okay, actually has bile in it, and it replaces the gallbladder, because the gallbladder is there for a purpose. It helps you, the bile helps you absorb nutrition for the rest of your body. So you do need that gallbladder in a bottle or Ultimate Enzyme. He could take 2 or 3 of those, again, 2 to 5 minutes or 5 to 10 minutes before each meal, a couple ounces of water. So he covered his gallbladder, he covered his weight issues, high blood pressure, diabetes, joint problems, his skin issues. If he wants to, he could take our hair, skin, and nails. He could take 3 of those twice a day. It's 2 bottles a month. But he'll be getting enough nutrition. He might want to go just for maybe 4 to 6 weeks, without the hair, skin, and nails, and see how his eczema does. It'll go away if he gets off of the gluten seriously. Okay, yourself and everybody in the family's got to be gluten-free, gluten-free, gluten-free. There cannot be any gluten in the house. Even the dog food's got to be gluten-free. Visitors, if they're big on gluten, if they work as a chef in a spaghetti factory, something like that, if they come to your house, they got a strip in the front yard and you hose them down before you let them in the house. It's that sensitive. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Let's hear from you every couple of weeks, because people want to hear your hubby's story. Okay.
Okay. And so he should hold off on the gallbladder surgery and the hernia.
I would. Okay. I would, because all this can go away.
Yes.
With just supplementation and the proper mechanical things, like that belt. That's a good thing he's wearing that belt, but put that 4x4 under the feet of the bed and so forth, and do that kind of stuff. And magic happens when you give the body what it needs. The good Lord made us to maintain ourselves and to live a long time. You look at the Old Testament, you look at all the old people, 300 years, 500 years, 700 years, 969, almost 1,000 years old for Methuselah. And so we have the capacity to add 25 to 50 healthier years of our life just by doing all the right stuff and stay away from the bad stuff. It's that simple. Okay.
Okay. And you said when you was talking about the belt, you were talking about a hernia belt?
That's correct.
Okay. He can get one of those. I wanted to address my issues as well. I am 48 years old, 280 pounds, 5'7". I have high blood pressure. I have heart palpitations, which they want to go in and do the.
Okay, stop. Do you have ringing in your ears?
No.
Okay. Do you have any vertigo or dizziness or balance problems?
No.
Okay. Do you have any liver issues?
No.
Okay. You said you have high blood pressure and diabetes?
No diabetes, high blood pressure.
Okay, well, I would do exactly the same thing as your husband. But you don't have to put a 4x4 under the bed unless you're sleeping in the same bed, okay? If you're sleeping in twin beds, then you don't have to do the 4x4. Otherwise, you're gonna have to suffer with your feet being higher. Okay,
Okay.
just do exactly the same thing.
And the lower back pains, and I have a rod
Yeah.
in my leg, so I have pain
Yeah,
from
that's-
that dry skin and that.
Well, that's the MSM and the collagen peptides in addition to the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack and vitamin D3, okay?
Okay.
Call us because you're gonna have a great story for your hubby and yourself. But yeah, he needs to be wearing that hernia belt, holding his guts in his belly button. Okay,
And will this also help for sleep apnea? I have trouble sleeping.
absolutely, absolutely. Do you get up at
And-
night to urinate?
Yes, we both do several times.
Okay, well, yeah, see, the vertebrae are squeezing the nerves that control the bladder. You both have the same problem, but you don't have a prostate gland. The doctors are blaming his on his prostate gland. What are the doctors blaming you getting up on at night from?
I don't know. They not.
But they don't know, yeah. Yeah, it's your back problem causing that, squeezing those nerves to control the bladder. Okay?
Yeah. And I did mention that they wanted to do because of the atrium fibrillation, they wanted to do that procedure.
AFib. Or they want to
Mhm.
do okay, so they wanted to do the let's see, what is it? Ablation, yeah. They want to do the
Yeah.
ablation. Do not
Yes.
do that. It has a very high death rate in that procedure. The reason why they want to do that procedure is they have kids in college and it pays very well. Okay.
All right. make sure
Okay. Thank you,
keep-
doctor.
Remember, it's not a heart problem when you have irregular heartbeat AFib. It's a skull problem, squeezing the 10th cranial nerve. It's called osteoporosis of the skull. You need to get a hold of that book. It's all in your head. And after you read it, and your husband reads it, you need to loan it to your doctor. See, I'm going to loan you this book. Okay. But if you don't change your procedures, you're in trouble with God after you learn all the right things.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know,
Okay.
You might be able to meet the maker a little earlier than you're ready to, but hey, God bless everybody. Thank you
Thank you,
so
Rebecca.
much
Thank you,
for
team.
joining us. We are at the end of our time and we thank you again for joining us. Mwah!
Mwah.
On Ask Doc Live. Go to askdoclive.com, contact us, and you will be able to get in contact with a certified holistic health coach if you are not already working with somebody. Now, I know we had several hands up still. I apologize. We ran out of time, which is a good thing because a lot of people are reaching out, wanting alternatives so that they can be empowered themselves to take control of their own health. Get back with the person that invited you to this program. We love you, but we want to make sure that the person that loves you and shared this program with you is active in your health journey. The replay of this program will be posted by our amazing John T. McCollier, who is always like Johnny on the spot. On AskDocLive.com, you can find all of our programs all the way back since July of 2020, when we first started the Ask Doc Live program. Everybody, see you next week. Did I forget anything?
Perfect.
Doc says I'm perfect. John T's like, okay. But anyways, we love you all. I
Love you, dear.
Rita.
Bye-bye.
Love you, Nasima. Bye for now.